Good morning, happy Monday. We continue to go through the season of color, and today just happens to be Diwali as well. And I think it's interesting that the season of fire and light, Diwali is the first one, and quite a few other cultures and religions celebrate the whole lack of light, so they bring light into it. But also the trees are kind of like fire and light right now, parallel to this other festival of light. Today's reading is the myth of Lakshmi and the garland of flowers. We often use myths in Hindu culture, religion, as well as in yogic teachings. And a myth is very similar to what the Christian Bible would have been, a story that beneath the story is symbolism. And instead of just outwardly saying the obvious learning piece, there'll be a story. A sage approached Indra, the great ancient king of the gods, and offered him a garland of flowers. Distractedly, Indra pushed the garland to the side without thanking him. Lakshmi, goddess of beauty and abundance, was horrified at Indra's ungrateful behavior and his rejection of the beautiful garland. She dove into the ocean of consciousness, taking her beauty and abundance with her. The gods, reeling from the absence of Lakshmi and her virtues, called to Lakshmi's beloved Vishnu, with great the sustainer of life, hoping that love could draw her back into the world and it would be filled with her beauty and richness again. Vishnu convinced the gods to join forces with the powerful demons so that they could vigorously churn the ocean and find her. After days of churning, their efforts worked. Lakshmi arose from the ocean standing on a lotus blossom, and you'll often see this image, a lotus blossom used in yoga, and ushered beauty back into the world. Lakshmi's actions remind us that beauty should never be taken for granted. May we always receive beauty with gratitude. And yes, imagine a world where we didn't find beauty in not only the living, the human things, but we also find it in other animals, nature, and yes, once in a while, something that mankind creates. Today we're going to do pigeon, so that'll involve us doing some work with our hips and our glutes because they work together. And pigeon also stretches the hamstring. So while it's a front body stretch, you also are receiving things in the back of the body. Let's come to the floor. We'll do some work to help our body better be able to participate when we're upright. I'm going to walk my bum as close to my heels. So right now the hamstrings are relaxed. Arms are soft 45. Spread your fingers and anchor the nails into the floor. Inhale 1. Exhale. Whole back body to the floor. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Bring the soles of the feet together, and as you exhale, let the knees fall out to the side, but we want to be aware of any tension or resistance first thing in this class. I notice my hips don't want to move, so I'm just going to stay here for 4 breaths. Let gravity open up the body. Inhale 1. Exhale, maybe bring arms to a T or cactus. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale. Close your legs. Let's bring right over left. Flex. Knees towards you. No hands. I'm just going to gently rock side to side. So normally we do eye of the needle in the end of class or the end of the floor work. I want to see where my hips are at from the beginning. A couple breaths here. You're massaging the lower back and waking up the hips and glute. Maybe you can come all the way over, shoulders stay down, and back to center, shake it out. We're going to switch. Left foot flexes onto right knee, opening that left knee towards the opposite corner of the room. An option to stay here or side to side. I notice the side is a lot tighter in my body. Back to center. Now let's bring our knees to chest, little bow. To go a little deeper in the hips, I'm going to turn it into egg beaters. And then hold the knees, let gravity pull those knees wide for a moment, 5 breaths. Inhale 1, exhale. Inhale 2, exhale. Option to take your hands to those shins and pull them in. Inhale 3, exhale. Inhale 4, exhale. Inhale 5, exhale. Coming to set up for happy baby. Just pause here for a moment. And then close the knees, take the knees to the floor on the left, double leg spinal twist. Right arm slowly opens to a T. Knees to center, little bow. Let's take our knees to the floor on the other side, to the right, stacked. Left arm opens to a T. 4 breaths here in your head. Back to center, little boat or egg beaters. Draw your right leg in, left foot flex, and slowly lower, leaning with that heel as if it were heavy. Drawing right thigh in, left toes point, and you'll do a couple point and flex, waking up the feet and ankles. Left hand takes right knee over, single leg spinal twist. Center, little boat. Left leg in, right foot in the air, flex. You want to press that heel as if it's going to the ceiling and slowly lower that leg. Left thigh pulls in, point and flex a few times. Right hand takes left knee over, single leg spinal twist. Excuse me. Center, little boat. Let's take both feet in the air, point and flex, fan the toes. I'm going to keep right leg in the air and slowly lower left leg. Massaging this leg. Taking the strap to the ball of the right foot. First I'm going to stir with a flexed foot, so we're going to wake up the hamstring and the glute. And both straps in the right hand, take that leg out to the right. And my wall's in the way, but for the most part, you're only going within your natural range of motion. 3 breaths. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Bring that to the sky, strap on the other hand across the midline or all the way over. Back to the sky, get rid of the strap, little boat. Feet in the air, right foot's gonna lower all the way down. Massage the left leg, and then take that strap to give the hamstring a little bit of a stretch. And you might add resistance, or you might stir this leg. Both straps in the left hand, out to the side. Back up, strap in the right hand and across the midline. Back to the sky, get rid of the strap, little boat. I'm going to keep right leg in, left leg side straight, but we're going to rock the baby on our back. So that flexed right foot is in my hand. I'm holding the blade and rocking side to side. You can continue here or interlacing both hands on that right blade. Flex the foot and imagine that foot coming towards your left side body. Recline pigeon. And switch. Left leg in, right leg extends. Rock the baby. Option to bind, bringing that flexed left foot towards your right hip, being mindful of your knee in particular. And shake it out. Legs wide for a moment. Option to try to grab those toes. Bend the knees, so now I'm trying to bring those thighs to my side body in our setup for happy baby. And your choice, possibly coming into full happy baby. Soles together. Option to bind if you can reach. And then taking those feet to the mat, knees out to the side. Close the knees. We're going to do our thread the needle one more time. So knees are bent, right foot flexes onto left knee. I'm going to press that right knee away, and I immediately take my right thumb and massage my hip and thigh where they come together in the flexor. Option to bring that left thigh towards you while pressing right knee away. And it's the same hip action for when we do our fire logging. Some people like to take this leg straight, some people bind behind it. And then turn it to shoelace. Right over left, grab the ankles, flex, pull it in. And shake it out. Feet to the mat, left foot flexes onto right knee, open. Massage that left hip. When you're ready, bringing right thigh towards you, pressing left knee away. My feet are flexed, that's going to turn on everything in the hips and the joints. Option to try to bind behind this leg or straighten the right leg. And turn to shoelace. Left over right, grab the opposite ankles, pull them towards your belly. And shake it out. Rolling into a ball and pause for a moment. And then coming all the way up. Awesome. So we always do child's pose right as our resting pose. I want you to bring the feet together, knees wide, if you can untuck, and then you're pressing your bum towards your heels as you extend your chest to the earth and arms forward. Wide leg extended child's pose. And this is a great pose if you work at your desk all day and helping to open the upper back. Coming into tabletop, let's do a quick cat-cow. Toes tucked, look up, engage the core, drop the tail, beautiful cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Cow. Cat. Tuck. And press into a short downward dog. And when you're ready to get those heels down, knees are bent, and you're bringing your chest towards your thighs. Forward fold. Arms to the side, rise, reach up. Exhale, fold, swan dive. Half back. Plant, come all the way down, sleeping cobra, baby cobra, dog. And you're trying to get those heels to the floor one at a time. Beautiful stretch of the hamstring and the ankle, the Achilles. Right foot forward, left foot back, rise, hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. That's kind of the pace we're going at. Inhale up, exhale fold. Half back, plant, lower down, sleeping cobra. Baby cobra, dog. Option to bring those heels down. Left foot forward, right foot back. rise, hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. That's the pace. Let's do one more on each side. I'm gonna move this back a little bit. Inhale up, exhale, fold. Half back, plant, come all the way down. Sleeping cobra, baby cobra, dog. Right foot forward, left foot back. Find your flooring. Hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. One more, inhale up, exhale, fold, swan dive. Half back, plant, come on to the belly, sleeping cobra. Baby cobra or regular cobra, and press into dog. Left foot forward, right foot back. Rise, hands release, feet together, and instead of folding coming up, I'm gonna come into a squat. How are your hips doing today? Nice. And come onto your mat. Let's start with diamond. Soles of the feet are together in front of you. Just kind of cut off. Sitting up nice and straight. You have the option of cat-cowing here with straight arms, or I like to let my elbows gently open the hips as I lean forward into a tiny forward fold. You might be staring a few feet beyond your own feet. Nice strong back, hinging only as deep as it feels good in your body. Option to hold those feet and sink a little deeper. Now I'm staring at the feet, bound with my hands. And come all the way up. Extend those legs and roll up the ankles. Another pose I like to use to open the hips before we're coming into a pose, our pinnacle pose will be about the hips. Right foot's gonna bend, right knee bends. You're placing the sole of the right foot, inner left thigh, attempting to bring that heel towards your pubic bone. Sitting up nice and straight, I'm gonna turn to this leg and hinge. I don't have to go very far. I notice it in the lower back as well as what's happening in the hip and thigh. Option to go into the center, upright and fold. Option to come upright and come over to the right leg and hinge, but keeping that left glute grounded. Come back up, switch. Right leg out, left leg in. Here's where I'm noticing, whatever hip is tighter in your body, in my case it's my dominant left hip, I'm going to imagine pushing that left knee towards the earth. If it's too much, you're putting a rolled blanket or a block under that left knee to support it. Staring at the right leg, hinge. Option to come to center, hinge a little deeper, keeping that back nice and straight, tiny curve in the lower back. Option to come to the leg. I'm folding now over bent left leg, but right glute is glued down. Undo, roll it out. Okay, this next thing I use for all kinds of opportunities where the hips are tight and need opening, but it's going to lead us to other hip opening poses. Left leg down, right leg bends, right arm comes inside and grabs the outer blade. Let's stir this leg. You know the drill. I crave this. And then I'm going to switch that flexed right foot into my left hand, rock the baby. That's why I like to do it on the floor first. It feels familiar. Option to stay here or bind and pull that foot closer, or try to come into the crook of your elbows with the monkey bind, bringing that thigh and quad calf towards you. And release. Other side. Right leg extends. Left leg is bent. Coming from the inside. Pedal. One direction, then the other. Option to rock the baby here. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Oh, it's so tight. Guess what that tells me? I was having a massage the other day and my inner thighs were too tight, so that means I need more frog. So come into tabletop, ankles out, if that's available to you. Walk the ankles and knees out. And so you can stay here, but I want to take it a little deeper, coming into Sphinx. Forward to give my hips a break. Bum pushes back to stretch the inner hips. And maybe I'll even stack my fists. And the whole point is not to dump your torso on the floor. Actually, my torso is parallel. Pushing that bum back, getting a gentle stretch in the groin and inner thigh. Oh, that's intense. Inchworm in and child's pose. Nice. Okay. Let's go into a supported squat for a few breaths. What I love about poses that use props, it puts more bodies into the shape and then lets gravity do the work. It's not hurting the joints. Age becomes less of a factor. Elbows in or knees, sitting up nice and straight. I have my ankles turned way out, almost like a frog. I'm gonna close my eyes, palms pressed together. Your elbows are pressing the knees open and your thumbs come right into your sternum, just below heart center. Let's take 5 breaths here. Inhale 1, exhale. Inhale 2, fingers pressing into each other, heart is up. Inhale 3, exhale. Inhale 4, exhale. Last one, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale 5, exhale, release. Coming off the blocks. We're gonna keep them to the sides. We're gonna need them for our supported pigeon. So fire logging is something that we do when our hips are tight, or not your SI joint. We're gonna come into left legs out of the way, right legs flex, bend at the knee. But I need to tap it over so that the thigh comes directly out of the hip. But I want it over here. I want it here, flexed on that ankle. Right away, see a little gap here. That's gonna translate to tightness in my hip. That's okay. Hooking up left foot onto the right. So left flex ankle is over the knee, the right knee, and flex. I can feel as I gently press this knee, left knee towards my ankle. That's what's happening in the glute. And you might start to hinge at the waist if you want an intense sciatica area or glute or hip stretch. And then release, roll out the ankles. Let's do the other side. Left knee bends, press that knee over so it's directly coming out of the hip. It's not over here. Flex, bringing that right foot on top. Flex, and I can feel the difference. One side is much looser than the other. Sitting up straight, tented fingers, standing up tall in that chest. So right away, this is a no stretch. Stretch chest, glute, roots down, option to hinge. And release, shake it out. Okay. Now we're gonna do our pigeon series. So we talked about swan, tabletop. Let's start with right knee presses forward to right wrist, left leg extends back, untuck. Ankle and knee are in line. I haven't pivoted on this right knee at all. So this is comfortable up here. My foot cramps, I like to tuck that toe. I'm not dumping over the right hip. Back to tabletop and switch. Left knee forward, right leg back. Same direction, both knees pointing forward. Staying here, or tucking that right leg if it's intense in the foot or ankle. Back to tabletop and child's pose. Let's do full pigeon. Tabletop, right knee towards right wrist, left leg back, and here's where I pivot. So I'm on a diagonal. If my hips are tight, or parallel to the top of my mat, flex foot. Taking one block at least under the right bum cheek to hold the hips in squared off alignment. If my foot starts to cramp, I just tuck the toes, and it might be upright, or sphinx, or stack fist. 3 breaths. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale, and inhale 3. Exhale, upright. Oh, we're gonna switch it out. Left knee forward, right leg back. Let's take this block. Pivoting that left leg on a diagonal or parallel to the top of the mat. Taking this block to underneath my left glute. Option to turn on a higher level. 2 breaths. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale and inhale 3. Exhale, coming all the way up. Awesome. And I'm going to come to seated and take a few breaths. Every day we look for stories from our environment. Earlier we spoke about Hindu folklore, which helps to teach things either in an abstract kind of way. Sometimes it's very apparent with the messages, and other times you have to search for it. So we did. Okay, how about this one? Oh, do less. I swear we had this one recently. And I feel like I can relate to this person. They're carrying food, juggling food, doing 5 things at once, which they say women historically thought they were better at, but they've actually proven it has a higher rate of on-the-job injury and lack of productivity. Today's lesson, assess your level of doing for others. Examine whether you've overextended yourself, which some of us are guilty of, to the point where you become unnecessarily exhausted. Why is that? Is your health worth it? Your goal is to confront your core reasons for risking your health unnecessarily. And I like that. You have to always look, what's the reason? Some people don't mean to be, but they're martyrs. They feel this need to be needed. And unfortunately, that like begets like. That attracts a lot of victims. Maybe look at your life. Are you happy with the amount of doing in each day? Or do you think you would be happier slowing it down? Maybe look at the things that you're overdoing and find out what are they trying to fulfill in your life. Thank you so much for your effort. The good in me sees the good in you. Namaste.